Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Making thousands of dollars a month on real estate is not just for the wealthy real estate investors. Regular old people, we started out with one condo that we never would have thought would have been able to generate that kind of income for us. It did. Thousands of dollars a month, and we were able to scale to more and more and more to where we are today. We just want to help change people's lives by telling them if you understand the strategies, one piece of real estate can actually be life-changing income. Today, we're going to go over an often overlooked investment strategy that we have used to make thousands upon thousands of dollars. In fact, we went from doing all kinds of side hustles to really just doing real estate now. How we got started was totally by accident. It was by the grace of God. We had a condo that we lived in as a young married couple. And when we felt like we wanted to go on a God venture overseas, my husband and I moved and we rented that condo out. And over the course of the years, they were paying us just kind of barely enough to make the mortgage. And then because we had one of those adjustable rate mortgages, which I don't recommend, our payments went way up. And they obviously, we couldn't just say, oh, renters, we need you to, go up 20%. So we were at a loss every month. So we were living abroad, sending money home to cover the difference for our long-term rental. And then on top of that, after they signed their next year up, a few weeks later, they asked, is there any way that we could get out of this and go to this other home because it's actually bigger and better and it's the same price? So led by peace, we actually both felt peace on it. And so we were like, okay, let's see what the next adventure is here. Lo and behold, crazy as it was, there was a gas leak in the valley over from us in Southern California. And it was kind of world news. Insurance companies were paying billions of dollars in medical bills, damages, and relocation expenses. So they were paying to take these families out of that valley and move them to a valley nearby that was safe, that didn't have gas leaks in the air, but that they could still get their kids to the same schools and still get to work on time. So they abandoned their homes and were placing them in valleys all over. And our condo just so happened to be in a neighboring valley about 30 minutes away. So all the way from across the world, I'm calling insurance companies and asking them if they need our condo. And they're all just kind of brushing me off because they're so busy. And they're thinking I'm just anybody else with any home in, Minnesota or whatever. But when they found out that I was right in that valley and I could help with this major crisis that they were working on, they dropped everything. And within 24 hours, we had a signed contract. My husband was on a flight back to kind of touch up the condo, add all the amenities that we promised that we would have for this family. And within a week, the family checked in. We went from earning for all those years with the long-term renters less than $2,000 a month, and we signed a lease with them for $7,000 a month. And the craziest part about it was that it wasn't a negotiation. It wasn't even tough. Like, I'm on the phone. He's like, how much do you want to get for it? And I was shooting for the moon. I'm like, I was, thinking maybe like $3,000 a month. I'm going big for me. And he was like, oh, I think I can get you closer to 5,000, maybe 5,500. And it was like, what? You're on my team? Like you want me to win? And then when a few hours later, they found out the family they wanted to place there had pets. And so they said, they have pets. If you can accept, 7,000 a month. So blew our mind. I mean, definitely worth it to send my husband home. They ended up staying 5.5 months. And when they checked out, obviously we had made more in that 5.5 months than we had in previous entire years. And so we had just kind of decided that, wow, if we could really do this successfully, owning one of these is like having another spouse, like working a job. And so years later, when we moved back to America, we decided not to live in that house, in that condo, and keep it going as an income producing asset. And then we've just kind of multiplied it and done it again and again and again. And only very, very recently have we started sharing about that with you guys. So we would love to share more about kind of how we did it, the strategy behind it, and then what 9 years of working with insurance families is like, and why they choose your property over another one. how insurance companies find you. If you are curious to learn more or get started or have any questions, join our community, book a call, jump on our website, vettedhomes.com. We want to make the tide rise, and we want to make the quality of insurance homes amazing, hence the term vetted homes. So if you think that you are that kind of person that has a compassionate heart for people and you want to host these families that have been displaced for fires and floods and cars hitting the house, struck by lightning, I mean, we've seen it all. And if you have a desire to host those kind of families while getting paid by their insurance company at top dollar, we would love to chat more with you. Talk soon.